reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. You make me hot, you make me sigh. You make me laugh, you make me cry. Keep me burning for your love with the touch of a velvet glove. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. 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 I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra.
Oh yeah, you get the random umbrella holder is pleasant. That's very nice. Muted. Who's muted? You're muted. Am I muted? No. Boop, boop, boop. No, yeah, I got my green. Yeah, it's. Oh, hey, dangle clacks on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, yeah, we worked hard today, Tim. Yeah, it's fine. It's to be expected.
And now I should be. Yeah, there we. Um, no idea what that setting even was that it went to. Sorry, guys. So, like I said, Saturday day, I got lots of sun. Sifu got lots of sun. I went to my daughter's college graduation. Now she's officially a college graduate, and she still has plans on going back and getting her master's, but she's going to wait a few years until student loans are paid down some.
Yeah,
So that's her plan.
good for her. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. He wants me to put it back to muted. All right, right. I mean, we do have Sifu here, so that's all right. I even got festive.
Yes.
Even
Yes,
though Bill apparently got rid of all his Hawaiian shirts, and Sifu half of the time wears Hawaiian shirts, but today, no, not today.
Yeah, I usually wear something flowered or dotted or checkered or something. But I was like, man, I wore my Susco shirt, my do or die Susco shirt. It's so soft and nice. And I was like, man, I had a hard day and just want to be wrapped in something soft, you know?
Yeah, see, and I was not allowed to wear this today
Huh.
at the graduation, even though it would have been much cooler than that long sleeve shirt. Would have got more sunburn, but still, whatever. But then my stepson comes and he has the loudest shirt you could ever see with these little tiny. It's like Hawaiian, like little pineapples all over it, little dots of
Oh,
pineapples.
yeah.
It's like he wore that. I saw the people Hawaiian shirts. I mean, and she says, "Well, your daughter would kill you." I says, "Yeah, but so what? I would have been
Yeah.
comfortable."
Yeah. Comfort trumps all. The older I get, the more I care less. It's like my wife is like, go put some pants on. It's like, sweatpants have the name pants in them. It's their pants. Okay. And she's like, no, go put some jeans on. It's like, fuck. That's a social construct that I hate. It's like just, I really feel that the world would be a better place if it was socially acceptable for men to wear kilts. Yeah, I think the world would be just a better place. Yeah.
Yep. Um, Thank you, by the way, Dave Lloyd, for for your super chat. Thank you very much. And also, Bob, yes, we are mixing. I'm going to mix your mix live. I got everything out for it. We Meter and I talked about it, and if Meter's probably watching the fights right now. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, if it wasn't for the fights, he'd be here mixing it with me. We did talk about we're going to make one slight change to maybe juice it up a little bit more and change out that the dry marshmallow into use the one-on-one marshmallow vanilla instead, just to
Mhm.
try and see how that works because it'll give you a little more of that taffy flavor. We were
Yeah.
talking about it after the show the other day, and like I was gonna mix it up that night, and I was like, no, you can wait until Saturday. She's gonna make me mix it.
Some gooiness.
Exactly.
Got to have
Oh,
the gooey.
exactly. Sounds good. And I just realized I am actually going to be mixing zero nicotine because I forgot to fill my nicotine earlier. So it's okay. It's all right to have a zero every now and then. And then if she likes it, we'll end up mixing more. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
Tim's.
that, Bob, with the Nevins base. Plus, because it's not Wonder flavors, it kind of change. I get it. I get
Yeah,
that point. But we want to try it with the other because it's just candy day, and I still want to try it because it looked like a really good mix. Also, I
yeah, his
haven't
taffy
seen
base is
Pippa.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Pippa here tonight yet, but she actually put out a mix that I really want to mix up that I have everything for. So I might be doing that one. I think that was a candy. Yeah, it's a watermelon candy. So maybe we'll get to that. I'll go check that out
Oh, I
too,
saw
and I
that
might
one
mix that up
too.
too.
I looked at it. I was like, "Ooh, that looks tasty," and I
It
got all the
does.
stuff. So I'm pretty excited. Now Tim Nevin's taffy base is pretty phenomenal.
It is. It
I mean,
is.
that is taffy. That's taffy
Yep.
taffy, and it just takes everything. It just you want to whatever taffy. It just accepts everything.
And
It's
also, when I looked, I have only a couple drops of that the other marshmallow left anyway, so that's another reason why we wanted to try it. And I said, "Oh, I wonder what it tastes like that." And then we talked about it, and that was the Meter and I came up with. Is either that or flavor or marshmallow vanilla is actually pretty good too. But I found my one on one. It was still on my desk. That's why I couldn't find it in my stash where it's supposed to be. And I'm ready to mix that up, and we're gonna try that. Either way, whatever marshmallow you use, I have a feeling that's gonna be a like gone. Even if it's a zero, that'll be especially a zero because we never get that satisfaction. So we just practically drink it.
Well, and
So,
it does taste. Nicotine does change your flavor too. So it's if it's not there, you it, it's weird to me. Like
do you like? Wait a minute,
whenever in my early days.
Sifo, I gotta stop you for a second. Do you like peanut butter?
Oh yeah.
You gotta rub your nipple.
Huh?
So there. All right, you can go ahead now.
Okay.
It was
No,
important.
no,
It was important.
I have a peanut butter in my menu. The Jesus cookie is a peanut butter,
Yeah.
chocolate peanut butter cookie with jam. So, yeah, um, that's what was I? I was talking about something else. I was just very excited about nipples. Sorry, Lando, you got me off my
I know
game there.
Lando did to me. I wouldn't have interrupted you, but
Nipple.
Lando put that in there. I thought it looked like a very dire situation, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. So
Oh, there they are.
I will add a vanilla note. Yes, that's true too, Bob. Crap. All right. So I'll go back to the candy one. I gotta dig it out.
Hmm.
You're right. It will add a vanilla note that will change the taffy a little bit and make it more like a vanilla taffy.
Oh, I was
Still be
saying
good with it's
that
in there, but-
nicotine, if it's not present, you know that it's not there. Like even if it's 1%. Like in my early days of mixing, when I was testing things, I would not put nicotine. Like I had like several versions of something out, and there was no nicotine because I wanted to conserve it. And then I was like, man, this feels hollow. This doesn't feel right. And then things that I would like, I would put the nicotine in, and I'd be like, oh shit, that's the problem. That's why they feel empty. They feel hollow. It's like you just, like you said, you just want to drink them down, and
Yep.
they're not satisfying enough.
You don't get that satisfaction. You don't even realize it.
No.
It's just like vaping. And then when you really notice it is if you start getting a headache. That's
Yeah.
when you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That was a zero. Yeah,
Mm.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when I was on constantly on the 3.
Hmm.
Now I'm down to 1.5 because she switched to 1.5 and then I just kind of followed suit because I started mixing them all at 1.5. And it's like, it's working okay. When I got back from the hospitals, when I really kind of switched myself, it's like I went 3 days without. Even a little bit's helping. That might go back up in the winter because in the wintertime, I get more headaches. Just from like all the winter pressure changes and stuff. And sometimes if we get really bad rainstorms, it helps with headaches. But yeah, no, I got enough of that, Bob, to make. I'll make this one, but I'm gonna have to order more of that Wonder Flavors vanilla marshmallow. I'm gonna have to order more of it. It's getting a little, but I do need to make a Bull City order soon anyway, so I gotta order everything that Daytime Frank made her Samoa cookie recipe. That I gotta order some flavorings for yet.
You know, it really sucks that Bull City doesn't have one-on-one anymore. Like, it's a bummer. Like, because several one-on-ones. Specifically the powdered sugar is fantastic, and the marshmallow
Oh,
is
it is.
amazing. So there, and then the milky overtones, undertones is another fantastic thing, and now you have to go directly to them,
Hmm.
um, which isn't a big deal. It's
They've
just
come
like you
down
kind of
back.
like,
They came back down in their price some, so not like they were.
yeah, yeah.
Um, for a little while there, they were a little pricey. They when they first switched over.
Hmm.
I think they realized they lost some sales because their prices were a little steep,
Hmm.
and they decided to make it more balanced, and they're actually doing better.
Yeah.
AAFL is live for 24% off until midnight, and yes, the VSO milk dropped this week. If you are looking for a real milk flavor, like I guess it's kind of supposed to be the replacement for creamy milky undertones. I think, in my opinion, I kind of like it better. It's got that little less of that cream. Like there's a little bit of a cream texture to the creamy milky undertones. This is just like 2% milk. You turn it up a little bit, it turns into almost a whole milk. It's
Yeah. We were
and it
talking
doesn't
about
get
that before
funky.
we went live, is that,
Yep.
milky undertones will smash a mix if you don't use it delicately. Like it'll wreck a flavor. So it is good.
Swaggies actually will do similar. It will kind of take over. Like I made those that fruity pebble mix, and that is the milk is there. It tastes like you literally just freshly dumped them in before they get soaked in. You taste the cereal, and they taste
Mm.
the milk, but they're not like mushy milk. Like usually when we use that cereal milk stuff, and it got that, it just tastes like soggy cereal. I don't
Well,
get that with this one.
this is that's a bold statement there, Canadian Vapor. So you're saying the VSO milk is better than the Flavor Art milk? That's bold statement because that is a
Um,
fantastic.
Well, Fresh was on Tuesday night, and he said they're right there, neck and neck. The FA milk and Swaggy's milk. He says it's right there. It gives it a run for its money. So even
Mm,
he wasn't 100% sure. He's kind of like, they're both really good. So
yeah.
yeah, and Flavor Art's been kind of like the staple milk flavor for
Well, and then now we can get
forever.
it. Now we can get it at Bull City because you used to only be able
Yep.
to get it from chefs. So bold statement, my man. But yeah, I'm interested to put them neck and neck myself because I love a good milk flavor. Like it's a sentimental flavor for me because the flavor that got me off of cigarettes was that Cosmic Fog milk and honey. Um,
Milk and honey. I made milk and
so
honey.
that's it. That was I would make a little. I would get some of that Black Note Sonata, a Cavendish tobacco, and
Hmm.
put a little bit of that into the milk and honey, the Cosmic Fog, and that was it. That's was like whenever it clicked. I was like, I can do this. Like I can not smoke cigarettes. Like this is fine. Like that flavor right there is like that was the one for me. So that's whenever I found the Flavor Art milk. Well, Milky Undertones was the start of it, but it's still not quite the same as the Flavor Art milk. The Flavor Art milk is just
No, it's got like a creamy it's almost like a
yeah,
coffee creamer, like cream to
yeah.
it.
That's a that's a really good analogy. Yeah, uh, it's exactly correct. Yeah, it's almost like a half and half. You know,
Yep. Still very good, but it's not quite the same.
it's not quite the
It's
same.
just regular milk.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, if you're making a coffee one, I'd go all day with the creamy milk and undertones. I think that'd be perfect for in a coffee. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to mix this up. I'm really looking forward to this one, so I kind
Oh,
of want it
is it
now.
time to do so? Is it time to mix things? Because
We can mix whenever you are ready. But yeah, I'm
I'm
definitely mixing this up right now because
okay.
I'm looking at this kind of drooling, thinking this looks really good, Bob.
Okay, so I don't have any screen share. I'll
Yeah,
talk
the
about.
screen. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry about the screen share thing. You can put the link in chat, but the screen share, I haven't fixed that yet. There's two deaths this week of friends. My neighbor and Texas Mama's mom passed away this week. Both of them were on machinery and were taken off
Mm,
and didn't make it. So it's been a kind of a rough week between that. My daughter's graduation today. It's just been a busy week, so I haven't gotten around to trying to figure out how to debug this new video card and let me screen share. I'm probably just gonna crash course relearn how to use OBS because I haven't done it in a long time.
all right, so I'm making. I was telling Tim before the show, I've had these concentrates for a while and never used them. And I got them specifically for this candy, and this was an opportunity. Presents itself sometimes, and it's like it forces you to do the things that you were putting off. And
Yep.
this is a blue raz lemon hard candy. All right, it's something that I've had in my mind for a while. So um, I'm going to do the blue raz from Flavora. I'm a blue raz snob. I love blue raz. I have one on my menu, and I got this one because people were freaking out about it. Never used it, so I'm excited about it. The blue raz from Flavora at 2%. For the lemon, I'm going with a combination of the Flavor Express at 1% and the Lemonade Clear from BTA at 1%. A 0.5% of meringue. Hopefully, I'll get a little bit of that candy shell. And then also, I picked up the Sugar Daddy from Rick's. And I'm going to try that at a whole 1% with a little bit of sweet candy from Capella at 1%. So I'm going hard on the sweetness. I'm hoping that I get a good hard shell out of this, and just a big punch of blue raz.
If you don't get the hard shell, you have Oba Oba.
I don't. I don't.
As I say, 'cause
Usually
that
it's
works
for me-
really well to give you a hard shell.
Yeah, for me, it's usually a combination of powdered sugar and the VTA light rum. Those two together make a weirdly nice hard shell, a clear hard shell. So I wanted to try something different today. So I'm putting the meringue in because I just found that the candy is just it's a good place to use meringue where it's just a good place to use for a candy. So and I'm hoping that it's going to be super sweet, and I'm really interested into this Flavor Blue Raz. I'm hoping that it's everything that everyone is saying that it is. So I'm going to start putting that into a bottle so I can find out.
Yeah, I actually shared your recipe the other day. I think it was in a chat, or was it in a show? I don't remember, but your Blue Raz Crystal Coconut or whatever it is.
Yeah, the crystal
Oh.
coconut.
Oh, there we
That's,
go. We got the Candy Man
that's,
here.
That turned into
I love that.
recipe. Yeah, that recipe turned into Computer Blue. So
That-
that was something
that-
I just hit on. That was something I just hit on, and then I developed that for. That's what turned into Computer Blue, the Blue Raz coconut.
Well,
It's like
that
an
Blue
ocean
Raz
water.
Coconut is freaking delicious. Like I told you, I was gonna try. I never did adapt it because I didn't bother.
Yeah,
It's so
what
good, it doesn't need adaptation.
Yeah, that's what I did, and that's what's in my orbit all the time is or the cactus, my Sokka's the mind bender. Either that or the Blue Raz coconut is always.
Like I said, I'm gonna also probably mix Pippas today. Today's a little different. I am mixing other people's mixes, but these just look so good, and I don't very often mix other people's mixes. I make my own all the time. And yeah, Swaggy's here. Yeah, again, 24% off with AFL, and milk has dropped at VSO Flavors. And that milk, like we were just talking about, it's amazingly good. But no, this and Meter, once you get in here, I just mixed up the Bob's Sour Blue Raz Taffy, all Wonder flavors. And I actually did use the Wonder flavors. Like he said, there might be a vanilla note because marshmallow candy. I didn't even think about that part. Although I don't think the vanilla note would go bad with boysenberry raspberry and sour blue raspberry candy. However, we're going with the authentic thing here. That's good off the shake. That's really good off shake. How dry is my wick? Oh, it's juicy.
You know, Neon Koala. I was in the same boat. I was like, I have no lemonade flavors. So I went back and I looked at some of Wayne's old videos, and I looked at some noted, and I was like, man, I need to pick up some lemonades. And I did. And
See, and I can't even. I found one that I like pretty good, and I like it even better. I like Swaggy's vanilla. Lemonade, and I just never bothered grabbing more because I liked it. You know, I know that I should because I know there's some out there that people rave about this is even better. But you know, when you really like a flavor, it's really hard to like turn away from it. But I need to get another lemonade flavor, especially when I'm on the UK shows for those poor people that can't get the VSO right now, without it being like a real pain. For one,
This is
long
a-
shipping, just like us getting Nom Noms flavors that we can't get any other way.
Okay, so
I'm
this
cheating.
this sweetener, this sugar daddy, Rick's sugar daddy sweetener is VG based.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, I was
unusual.
like, I went to shake it and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it says non-flavor ingredients, vegetable glycerin. I've
Yeah, you
never
don't see
tried.
very many vegetable glycerin mixes at all anymore.
No, and for it to be a sweetener is also strange. So I'm interested to see this too. Everyone's been talking about this Rick Sugar Daddy. So
I agree, Canadian Vapor. And if you mix it with the barbarian cream too, it makes it even better, depending on what you're mixing it for. He's talking about Swaggy's vanilla cream.
sweet.
I've been vaping on that orange treat all week. That's what's still in here too. I'm trying to get out of here, so it'll be interesting to take a blue raz over an orange treat. But that orange treat is the mocha rancia with bakery orange and a couple other things added. Dares meter, yeah,
Yeah.
meter. You need to mix Bob's mix. It's worth it.
I'd lost the link for it. I'm gonna look
Oh,
at it
here.
in just a
I
second.
actually have to put the link in chat anyway. I just had adapted it, so I'll unadapt it so it'll share properly.
Yeah. So Neon Koala, I picked up the VTA Lemonade Clear, and I got the Lorans. Those are the two that I chose. So this is the first time I'm trying the VTA Lemonade Clear.
Oh,
Those
that was
those
not the
were
right
two
one.
that I went with. Yep.
That's the other one I saved. Brennan's cheesecake. No, this one right here. I shared the wrong one, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Which that one looks pretty good too. That's why I saved it.
Mm.
So not used to using. I think the batteries are dying in my trackball. Didn't we just talk about that the other day? Was it? Yeah, you were, Meter. You thought that might have been part of your problem as your batteries originally. But yeah, that recipe there, the sour blue raz taffy, all wonder flavors. Off the knuckle, it's good. I'm trying to dry this up so I can actually try it. Like I said, that new one from Pippa, that watermelon candy thing she made, that looks really good. That's on all the
Yeah,
flavors. So I'll have to
that
check
one
it out.
does look fantastic. Like I
It
really
does.
want to. I'm gonna mix that one.
Here,
Thank you, Canadian Vapor. I actually do like that one too.
I didn't realize you mixed that so lightly. I wasn't even looking
What?
at the percentages last time I checked that out.
But
That sour blue ras taffy, only 8%.
yeah, and most of that is actually the sour blue raspberry candy,
Right?
That is a fantastic concentrate.
which is a delicious concentrate.
Oh, it's so good.
Numbers.
And I like the use of grapes candy sour with it because I've done that before. I've also used the grape candy sour with the watermelon extra sour too. It works really well.
Wait. Grape candy sour? Who's got that?
It's wonderful. You haven't had grape candy sour? I actually-
I have.
You see, I had a
See,
small
here's the
one and it
thing.
ran out like in a week, so I bought a bigger one.
So here's the thing: is that I made a grape flavor. I called it Right Away Grape Captain, and took a lot of flavors to make that grape flavor work. So if there's a good one,
Grape candy
would-
sour with just at 4% or 4 to 6% with sweetener, and you got yourself a Jolly Rancher, grape Jolly Rancher.
oh,
Same
that's
with
awesome because my favorite grape right now is the Concord grape with stevia. That's my favorite one, but it needs a lot of help to make it kind of. You need apple, you need watermelon, you need cucumber,
Yeah,
you need
but-
all kinds of crap to make that grape work. But
And I agree
Yeah,
with you,
so-
Bob. That's plenty of flavor. I'm getting lots of flavor off that. It's lots of lots of good aromas and flavor off the knuckle. Like I said, if I ever get this dried out, I had flooded it apparently. I flooded it with orange treat, so here I am vaping an orange chocolate candy with coffee in it, and loving it. But at the same time, it's like when you try to rush it, that one will get your throat a little bit.
Mm.
Oh. No, I wanted, like I said, I haven't showcased anyone else's set much, and we have some great mixers in our chat that we need to sometimes, point out that we have some good mixers in our chats. Neon, I haven't done yours, but I mean, I saw a couple of your recipes, and I'm telling you, you got a couple there that look really, really promising.
I'm getting an off note. Something bitter.
It's a 0, but you might want to steal it anyway.
Raspberry?
Oh,
Like
she's
there's a-
knuckling it. I still
What
got
the
to try
hell
it
is
on the vape.
this?
Give it back. Yep, she's trying to steal it already. So, Bob, you already got a winner. The lady's trying to steal it.
And I'm getting a very
There we
severe
go.
bitter note off the knuckle.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Ooh,
Mm. That
I
is
feel like I'm wearing the
unfortunate.
right shirt for this one.
That is disappointing.
See, I can taste. Here's the thing: no matter how low you put that cotton candy jelly bean, even at 0.2%, I can taste it in it, and I can taste it in this, but I'm not hating it in this one like I do some of them. I've tried using it as a sweetener. I can't do it personally. I know some people don't get that note, but I get that. Burnt sugar taste.
Raspberry?
That's good. That's really good. Thumbs up, Bob. That's very, very, very good. And what marshmallow are you going to use, or aren't you mixing that one?
Oh, I'm not using a marshmallow. I have a different idea.
Oh,
I walk a different path.
okay.
All right, down the hatch, as they say.
Very, very good. All right, I'm going to try and find Pippa's recipe next, because that looked pretty good.
This is terrible.
What, your mix?
Yeah.
Oh, I need a pipette.
Oh, there it is. It showed up right in the first page. I didn't have to look it up.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
called
goodness.
Watermelon Sugar Bomb. Sugar High Bomb. I'm going to have to find all these flavors, though. That's the fun part. At least I have them all. So,
Pipettes for Toonie, goddammit.
This is bad. This is not good. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but surgery is needed. I suspect it's sweetener. I suspect that's sugar daddy. I put it on my finger and tasted it, and it's just not.
That's ironic. It uses a sour watermelon candy, which is the other one I like.
I have an idea.
And, hey, yeah, by the way, you want a watermelon Jolly Rancher? There's your other answer. And you notice I like this one? So did my kid.
Oh yeah, the sour watermelon is awesome.
Yes, the grape, the watermelon, and the blue raz are all very good. This is some of my favorite candy flavors. I gotta find all the rest. This is going to be so much fun. Oh no, I got a pipette. I gotta Addy Tooney this recipe. It's got soft candy, pink strawberry.
I buy it in 120s. Tim. Yeah.
Well, no, I got those in for testers in the beginning, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to pipette that one. I just gotta find. It's gonna be fun finding this fizzy sherbet in this bag. Can't wait to get the new stands in. I haven't had time to work on that yet either. Banana custard. That sounds good.
Okay, now it tastes like something. I guess it just needed citric acid and sucralose.
Sometimes just letting it sit for like a minute will do it too. It's weird how that works with some
It
flavors.
was a weird bitter note. So I'm tasting this Rick's Sugar Daddy.
Fizzy
And
sherbet. There it is.
no, that's not it.
It's not it.
No. I think it's this lemonade. Yeah. That bitter note is coming from the lemonade clear.
It is.
That should burn off.
That's what I was looking for. Gotcha, bitch.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the blue raz or the lemonade. Or the combination of the two, but let's see.
Another one's gonna be fun to find. All right.
Here we go.
Mm.
Is it again?
I think the blue raz and the lemonade are combining to give a bitter note. Let me check the notes on this this lemonade clear. It was highly rated in the noted.
Which one?
The VTA lemonade clear. Wonder if I just don't have it. Sour lemon. Okay, yeah, it needs a steep. Okay. Yep. They're like they're saying like very strong, off the shake, very sour, winey, no lemonade taste. So that's there's my issue here. So I'm be interested
Okay.
to see whenever that burns off. Yeah, there. So this. See, thank you, Sherlock Holmes, for your notes in ELR.
Thank you, Liam.
16 days. The lemon has faded slightly, but it's more of a tart lemon, followed by sweet traditional lemonade, homemade lemonade style soda. So yeah, that should turn into a very fine candy whenever that note burns off.
Whenever that note burns off. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, Liam does keep some really nice notes. Actually, I use his notes quite often when I ever do it, or I just go to the source. I cheat.
Yeah.
There we go.
A little super sweet helped. The citric acid, obviously, and the super sweet helps. Any
So watermelon candy, that's already out. Let's see.
This is actually pretty nice. Like if I'm ignoring the bitter note, I can get a very good balance of the blue raz and the lemon from the lemonade from the Flavor Express one. So interested to see how this one steeps out.
There we go. It will be. I can't wait to see that one actually. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm mixing it the right way. What do we got here?
See, that's on my hit list,
oh.
Bob. The sour ball candy. That's on a hit list for also too. It's in my it's in a cart that I just haven't bought yet.
It's real nice. It's real flexible.
Is it a true fireball?
Sour ball.
Sour,
ball.
not fire.
Oh, sour. I thought you said fireball. It's like fireball. I could go for that. Burn your throat, but I can go for that.
Yeah, Bob, that's a pretty good.
Oh,
That's a pretty good note there. I am getting like a weird effervescent kind of weird bittery It's kind of like if there wasn't enough soda in the soda machine and all you're getting is the carbonation, that weird bittery note. That's what I'm getting from it. So um, I'm hoping that goes away because I can't stand that note.
We had a
That's what
little bit
bothers
of,
me a lot of sodas, champagnes that try to duplicate a fizz. All I get is that weird carbonation, over carbonated flavor, and I do not like it.
here we go, pipette time. Um, and Swaggy, it was a request, and I agree with it. And I had thought about this. I don't know if you've been doing this. I don't remember if we have talked about it. It's been a while, but we need a good marshmallow from you. We were talking about just before. We do not. I mean, that's something. That's one that'd be nice to have in house. Marshmallow flavor. I'm gonna put this in first. This soft candy pink strawberry.
Oh, that's another one. I want that concentrate bad. The one that's in that mix,
Yep,
soft candy. I want that. Definitely want that.
it's good, but don't be afraid to use it a little bit.
Mm.
It doesn't punch as much as you'd expect. Especially, you know how Wonder Flavors candies usually punch. It doesn't punch that strong, but it's a really good flavor.
So-
That's the other thing.
So compare the textures between the jelly bean, the cotton candy jelly bean, and the soft candy.
Oh, completely different.
Completely
like
different.
the jelly bean has like a little bit more goo to it, whereas there's a little bit. This is definitely a softer, like
Yes.
like almost like a taffy, ish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It is what it's supposed to be, but it definitely they're not really comparable.
Mm.
They're different. It almost says like if you really mix it higher, you can kind of notice it more. There's definitely a slight little vanilla note to this as well. Like you would get in a taffy. You always have a little slight vanilla note in a taffy. You just if you get enough flavor and cover it, you don't notice it.
Mm. Mm.
This is also 0.5. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that, Bob. It's there's definitely an effervescent weirdness, bitter, minerally type of overcarbonated type of situation going on with the clear. I'm interested to maybe the Lorans would have been a better place to use for it, but I wanted to try this new concentrate. So
I do that.
that's what's
quite
fun
often.
about it, right? Is experimenting.
Yep. Trying new stuff. Seeing how
Yeah.
it works out.
This was a pretty good blueberry note in this blue raz. It's quite delightful. It's a little more blueberry forward than raspberry forward. It's kind of almost the opposite of the Wonder Flavors sour blue raz. I find more raspberry in that, which I really adore. And then I boost. I like using the raspberry syrup in combination with the sour blue raz. Really gets a deep raspberry note going in there. So, but it's pretty good. I'd like to single flavor test that one, the Flavora Blue Raz, just to see.
You know, I never did single flavor test that one. And I don't want to right now because I got too many single flavor tests to do still. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, here's the thing: is that I try to take advantage of other people's experiences. So, if I don't have to single test something and just rely on someone else's notes, and it usually works out pretty good.
If you find someone who trusts their palate,
Trust.
I trust your
Exactly.
palate. When it comes to candies, 1000% I trust Meter's palate with that. No questions asked. Comes to boozes, I trust Larry's palate. Just you get used to them. And Liam, like you already took it off his notes.
Mm-hmm.
Liam's palate and mine seem to mix very, very well. He even gets those weird little minute notes that you can ignore, but they're there. In most cases, there's a couple of things that are different. Like I don't think he hates lamba spreads quite as much as I do. But and I don't blame anybody for if you get a weird note, you get a weird note. And I never had a problem with it until I single flavor tested it. Now I can't get over that thought process. Now it's stuck in my head, and it just gag reflex. And if I don't vape it for a while for a charity stream, then I can actually vape the other bakeries that they have. But if I don't, then I can taste that note in almost all of them, which sucks.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like a lot of people like to use I love acetylpyrrazine, but a lot of bakeries already have it. So if you
Yep.
if you get in the habit of making cookies and you want that nutty flavor, and then you add it, you have to go back and check the MSDS sheets to make sure, to see if there's already some in there, because you can really, go full frito mode if you're not careful.
And here is Pippa's recipe for anyone who's interested. I just finished mixing it. I gotta shake it up yet, but that actually
I'm gonna fucking break
smells good already, and I haven't even
I'm-
shaken it yet.
I'm super interested in that mix because I want to pick up that soft
What-
candy and make.
With as much of the what the heck? This is not the right cap. Oh, there it is. Tried to grab a cap that doesn't fit the bottle. That doesn't work very good. Okay, didn't realize it was two similar ones.
Bob, I get a horrible off note from the Liquid Born Blue Raz. Everyone says that's the one to have, but I do not like that one. At all.
Okay. I'm not alone on it. I do too. I have it,
Not
and I
like it.
do not. It was the first Blue Raz I ever got, and it almost turned me off of Blue Raz for good.
Yeah,
Same with
Like,
the Liquid
it's-
Barn ice cream. I get a little bit off note with it. I can handle Liquid Barn ice cream, but I don't. It's not my preferred.
yeah. I've once I discovered the vanilla, the gelato vanilla, the Vanglia from Flavor Art, it's like Liquid Barn's got to go. Like it's no, I don't want you.
Yeah.
I want that. And to me, it's a
Yep.
it's a better ice cream. It doesn't need as much help as the Liquid Born does.
Uh-huh. Yeah. See, there we go. We're talking about palettes, and right there, like
Here's
a
the
lot
thing,
of people really like that Blue Raz, and this is the first one I got, and I almost gave up on Blue Raz.
It has such a, it's almost piquant. Like it's a weird sharpness that I like sharp liquids.
Mhm.
I like a liquid that's kind of sharp, and especially in certain applications. Like my Blue Raz has a little bit of sharpness. That Blue Raz coconut is a little sharp, and I enjoy
It
that.
is.
The cactus is
It
sharp.
is. It is sharp, but it's not sharp like
harsh.
that. Not
It's
harsh
not
sharp.
harsh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you use it at a lower percentage, I still get that harshness. It's weird.
I can't get over
That is way sugar bomb too. I will say this one is gonna punch as soon as I get rid of some of the Bob's liquid out of here, which won't last long. Neither one of them will. Hot watermelon sugar bomb is, yeah, that's candy. That's something that I honestly, Meter, this reminds me of something you'd mix.
What happened?
The one from Pippa, the watermelon sugar high bomb. This tastes a lot like a couple of mixes I've made of yours. It's like really candy.
I don't think I'm following Meter. What's your name on ELR, Meter?
The meter mixes.
The Meter Mixes. I'm going to go follow you right now. Right now.
Right now.
The Meter Mixes. Here you are.
See, now that might work, Neon. Koala says she used Liquid Barn Blue Raz in a cake frosting, not in real cake frosting. That
Didn't
maybe.
I was gonna say, didn't TJ just use it in something like that the other day?
Yeah, he did. Like a frosting might, hide that harsh bite, but for a straight up candy flavor, ooh, you can't let it
'cause I think
shine.
you did.
That harsh bite shines for me.
Yeah. All right. So, Bob, as one Blue Raz snob to another, have you tried the Wonder Flavors? The sour Blue Raz from Wonder Flavors? Because, man,
It's good.
that's the one that really sings to me. Like, back it with a little bit of that raspberry
See you,
syrup.
Ian. Love you, brother.
Man, that's good.
No, this is really good. Yeah, and it was I'm still feel like my skin's cooking. How's yours going there, Sifu? You still feel like
My
it's kind
hands, my
my
hands are
hands.
still shaking. Like
Look
I
how
use the
red that is.
chainsaw. Yeah, I use the chainsaw all day, and just pulling vines. So my hands are swollen and red,
I,
and they're shaky. Like
I
my
was supposed to do that yesterday up at the apartments behind the apartments.
yeah.
Cut off all the smaller trees that have grown up over the past 8 years or so. But I never got around to it because of everything, dealing with unfortunate instances with friends. So I didn't get a chance to yesterday. But that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be
Yeah,
out there
well, look,
with my already
I, did,
sunburn. I'm gonna be
I didn't let myself get too hot. It's like, it's Saturday. The new animes are out
Oh,
today.
nice,
So
Dave.
yeah, so I'd get a little hot. I'd come sit in my air conditioner right here, watch a little cool off, and then go do a little bit more, and then come cool off. So I didn't go too
Yeah,
too hard.
yeah. See, Bob said the one I just made, that Wonder Flavors Brew Raz is the one I just mixed from Bob. He likes it. Yeah, for me, that's thus far it's probably my go-to for Blue Raz flavors
Mm-hmm.
because it'll even work on its own with just a little bit of sweetener. You have yourself a straight up like Jolly Rancher flavor with like those three. It's like gives you like a nice rounded one. I don't do they must have an apple candy too one, right?
Who?
I don't
They have
think
two
I
of them.
have that one. I don't think I have that one.
They have
Sour
two different
apple?
candies. There's an
Yeah,
apple
sour
candy
apple.
and then there's an apple gummy candy. They're both pretty good.
See, I have the root beer gummy. I have the blueberry gummy. I have
The
the
Ruber
strawberry.
gummy's good.
Yeah, those are all fantastic. Like we were talking about, even their single flavor custards, like almond custard, lemon custard, coconut custard. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, you guys just talked about that on Tuesday's show.
Oh, the lemon
was
custard.
one of the last couple.
Yeah, the lemon custard is amazing. I mean, there's the almond. Oh my God, the almond custard, dude, that makes such a good almond cookie. So you back it with that with the Flavor Art vanilla cookie. You put a little bit of biscuit and just sweetener. That's cookie
Yeah, and
all day.
of the Wonder Flavors ones, the only one I kind of get a real sour note off them is the watermelon extra sour. That's probably the most sour of the three.
Yeah,
The Blue Raz is the weakest of those sours.
Yeah,
It does
I
taste more like a
wouldn't-
candy.
I would not call the blue raz, the sour blue raz, sour. Like I don't.
You now, if you add some of Swaggy's VSO sour, a little bit of that, and some sugar, you got to throw some kind of sweetener at it. It'll go sour a little bit.
Now, Liquid Barn does have a good sour. Like just their sour, that works for me. That works pretty amazing. Liquid Barn's hit or miss, but or whatever. I did not like. I don't even. I think I threw that concentrate away. Like I was like, "You're done."
I didn't throw it away, but I used it I used it twice because I was dumb enough to try and think, hey, maybe it's just a mix. It wasn't the mix. It was the flavor. Because the first thing was when I first mixed your Blue Raz crystal coconut thing, I actually didn't have the right Blue Raz, so I tried that Blue Raz and I almost didn't remix it because it tasted so bad.
They're just not the. They're not on the same level.
No, it's not the same level. And then when I remixed it with a proper Blue Raz, it's like, oh, never mind. This is delicious. Yeah. And that's nothing against them. Everybody has their thing. Liquid Barn has their flavors that work. And for some people, they don't get that sharp note. And
No.
if you're one of those people, that's awesome. Some of us taste differently. Taste is subjective. We talk about this a lot. There's some people I really respect their mixes, but when it comes to certain profiles, I have to look at them and scratch my head and go, you get what? And for me, one of those flavors is when you try to use the Wonder Flavors cotton candy jelly bean for as a sweetener. I can't do it.
No, it doesn't work. No.
Doesn't work for me. I can taste the cotton candy even if it's a small little percentage, 1/4%. It's there. I can taste it through a mix. There's others though, and Meter's like a master of this, so he knows. There's ways you can
Have it?
sometimes mix things with it makes them taste super sweet, and you never have to add a drop of sweetener to it at all.
Oh yeah.
There's a few
Yeah.
flavorings that have so much sweetener in them. And people say,
Yeah.
oh, we can use that instead of a sweetener. It's better for you. I go, pretty much betting you there's some sweetener in that flavoring, probably more than's in your super sweet. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Well, it's a way to not make mixes bloated. You know, it's just
Oh.
throwing sweetener at something is
It's also a good way
Pip-
to save coils.
yeah.
Yes.
Folks who
Like
don't have
if,
access to builders or don't have a stockpile, if you need to make your coils last longer, using
Mhm.
less commercial sweetener is an
Mhm.
absolute guaranteed way to do that.
Oh yeah.
But
especially
sometimes
whenever
the
you go-
flavorings will do the same thing. So don't think, pay attention to that, because there's some of them that have a lot of sweetener in them. And those are the ones who are known for being coil killers too.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, especially whenever you're dealing with heavy bakeries, you know, it's like, so my peanut butter cookie, look how dark this is in its one shot form, you know, as opposed to Tribute, which is also a heavy bakery. It just depends on the concentrates you're using. You know, this is going to
Cherokee.
wreck. Yeah, this is going to wreck your coils a little more than this will. It's just the nature of the concentrate.
There's another question for you right there, though. We have to test at some point, any of us that have it. And I want to put this out to chat. Comes to bakeries, cakes. I usually jump to Flavor West or Jungle cake, Yellow Cake. Jungle Flavors Yellow Cake. Swaggy's cake punches really hard at 2%, and it actually makes almost everything cake forward. You can even throw the raws in the frosting at it at like 1%. And it doesn't, I mean, usually you do 1% of a raw and it's like in your face and takes over. That cake punches through it. And I'm curious because I haven't vaped only the cake on a coil yet because I keep on going around and constantly testing different stuff. I'm curious on how that is on coils because it seems really clear. It doesn't seem like it'd be bad on coils, but it is definitely a really potent cake. So that might be an interesting one to play with too. Let's see if we went silent. Shaking?
Well, this is creamy sponge cake. I mean, look how dark this concentrate is.
Yep.
This is a fantastic concentrate. I mean, creamy
you go.
sponge cake is awesome. It's like the bottom of a Twinkie, like that caramelly type of. Yeah.
Where it's kind of cooked almost like a little
Yeah.
jellied, almost like crispy cooked. Almost like a gelatin, almost like you get an upside down pineapple upside down cake. Which, by the way, I'm still a firm believer mine turned out really good that night.
Yeah, but then yellow cake is not nearly as
Not
dark
as
as
dark.
that. So
But darkness, the color of the liquid doesn't always mean it's a coil killer. Just doesn't mean your cotton's going to look dark.
I mean, this is molasses. Wonder Flavor is molasses. This is black. You know, so it be what it be. You know, they just do what they do. You can't fight the chemistry sometimes. It just
Brown sugar and cocoa. Yeah,
Right.
they're pretty dark. But but the other things about them, neither one of them you need much in a mix either. So it doesn't. You go heavy on either one of them in a mix, and wow, you got a potent mix. Yeah. By the way, I was gonna say I didn't get around to it. Pippa, very very good job. This watermelon sugar high bomb. That's candy. That is a very good candy.
yeah, I'm gonna get those flavors. I don't have any of them.
I just over drip the barrage and it's goobly, and spitting a lot liquid in my mouth. I could drink this. Remember, it's a 0, so I could technically get away with it. That's tasty.
Hold on a minute. I have the sour watermelon candy. Did I not put it in my?
It is sour watermelon candy forward, but there's enough other stuff in there that doesn't taste like straight watermelon. This sour watermelon candy. Pink strawberry kind of goose it up a little bit.
Oh,
It's kind of interesting.
I have it. So it's watermelon candy extra sour. That's the same concentrate.
Yeah, so it's got to be the same one. It's the only sour watermelon candy I know of.
Well, I don't want to get zen.
Unless I have the wrong one.
Well,
I
I'm
also am
reading
going to
it
all
on
the flavors.
Pippa's- Well,
Yeah.
on Pippa's
Oh no!
recipe-
No, if you click on it, it does say Wonder Flavor sour watermelon candy. So it's got to be the one. That's what I used, so I hope so. Well, yeah, see, sour
Watermelon
watermelon.
candy, extra sour.
The extra
Yeah.
sour is the super concentrated one, I think. The extra sour is, which I've
So they're
had
different concentrates.
No, they're two different concentrates.
two different
There's
concentrates.
sour
They're different
watermelon candy, and then there's watermelon candy extra sour.
Extra sour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the extra sour. Okay. But they're
You could
different.
probably use it and this would still taste good though. But that sour watermelon that's good. That's
I'm gonna have to get
Pippa did a very nice job with this one. I'm surprised that apple's there, but it's not punching through. So that actually works, that good like candy note in the background, but it's not punching through. I like that.
Hmm.
Getting a little bit of sour from it, but not much of the apple. Ooh.
Yeah, don't Google pegging. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't-
No?
No, don't do that. Like there was a column in one of my spreadsheets at work and it said pegging and I was like,
Can he paper?
so it's a it's a
Oh boy.
it's a workflow thing, when you peg something there, it means something, but don't Google that on your work computer. You're going to get a call from corporate.
Well, you do pegging when you're playing like cribbage. There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that, but I bet you could even put that in there and still get some search results you won't want.
I mean,
But
to be
yeah,
fair,
that's really
Google's
good.
weird. I used to think I wanted to be an astronaut until I looked up docking.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Now, the thing we haven't done today, and I'm kind of debating on, is remember we talked about this meter? Talked about like the blueberry or the blackberry and how we can use the different things like bilberry and stuff like that to kind of candy it up. Or the black currant. Yep, the black currant. Actually, that's the only way I like the black currant really all that much because it's that true, like fresh off the vine, bitter black currant,
Yeah, it adds that dark pectin note.
which is perfect if you're trying to make a candy. Not so great if you're trying to make a fresh like blueberry and use it as a backup. Sometimes that
Right.
gets a little.
It
Tangy.
carries that dark berry flavor with it for sure.
It does, but it's got that like sharp bite to it, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite is the silver line, the black currant silver line.
It's a little
really
more
good.
ripe, I believe. I think I have that one, and it was a little bit more of a not fresh off the vine, but like if you had it sitting for a few days in your fridge, they're still good, but they're not. They've gotten a chance to settle down and calm down a little bit. Versus Swaggies is like you just picked it off the vine and just pop it in your mouth. It's like, ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like to back it with I like to back the silver line with the sweet currant from Capella. Those two work well together. So you get that tartness.
Oh God, Swaggies.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, so it gives you a nice, well-rounded note on it. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
That's the combination that I use in my tribute. And
Nice.
that recipe is actually public. That was a Yig tribute, so part of that was make sure that it's always available. So that one's not private.
Yep, that's the one you made for Nick, wasn't it? Originally, you shared.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
whenever he lost Namber Juice, he lost that recipe.
Yep, he did.
So he's got a case of it left, and
That
cool,
case
you
is
know,
dwindling. That case is
it's
dwindling.
dwindling, and everyone was asking for it, so I just kind of took a stab at it and got something that stuck, and people really enjoy it. So, but that was I struggled with black currant. I was getting that tussin note. Even the original Yig, even the original, you get that tussin note because it's black. It's because it's a little more in the background, so it's not upfront enough for you to not. If it's softer, like you were saying, if it's not quite bright enough or upfront enough, you'll get a tussin note from it, like it's cough syrupy type of note, and
Almost the same one almost the same off note you get from medicine flower, right?
yeah,
Like the real similar vein. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, exact same note, and it was not pleasant, especially in a bakery. Like it's like somebody
Yeah.
snuck a black jelly bean into a cookie. and like you think it's a raisin, and then you bite it, and it's licorice.
Right.
It's just
Breaks your
it's not
brain.
supposed to be there, right? So I just started buying black currants and reading notes. I picked up the silver line, and I tried it in there, and I was like, oh, now we get something. But it's not like like whenever you have a black currant in a bakery and you bite it, it's like a little pop of tartness, and it just
Yep.
wasn't tart. The texture was right, but it wasn't tart. And then the
Right.
sweet currant added that tartness, and now it's like an oatmeal cookie that has black currants in it, and you bite it, and it's almost like a dried cranberry almost. Whenever you have
Almost like a
dried,
fruit bar sounding kind of.
yeah. So when you have like whenever those dehydrated cranberries that are sweetened and then dried, it's almost that kind of pop. So,
Nice.
but it's much darker. It's much darker than a cranberry, obviously. So it wasn't until I got those two together that I really had success with blackcurrant, because it's a hard note. And my only other experience with it was from Yig, but also the one that Ruby Roo done, the Mai. That was like a black currant hard candy,
Hmm.
and she ended up changing the flavor, and it wasn't as good as the original. It was super throaty, like so throaty, like watermelon throaty, like So, but the original one was so good. I mean, it was such a sweet, dark berry, but it was also tart, and it had just a perfect candy shell. It was like a Jolly Rancher, it was just like a black currant Jolly Rancher almost. It was delicious. But,
Sounds interesting.
mhm. I don't think you can get that flavor anymore, even if you wanted to try the newer one. Rubaru's out of the game, I believe.
Yeah, she's actually changed her name, hasn't she? I think she changed her name and changed directions.
Yeah. Yeah, because her husband Josh Bahan, he's an engineer. I think he's a mechanical engineer. And then she had also I think she also had a technical degree also. So I think they both moved in those directions a little harder than so.
Yep. Let's see. I'm gonna do this and mix up something else with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think her actual name is Melinda.
Yes.
Melissa, Melinda. Yep. Yep.
And we share birthdays, by the way.
Oh, I loved her channel. She
I did. I miss them. I mean, I'm glad to see that we have some of them are on. You got Danielle on with TBN now. You've got
Danielle Jones.
Danielle Jones is there, and then we have Cloud Cartel. We have Angela's on there. So I mean, still seeing them, and we still occasionally get to watch some of the streams for Michelle on her for her band music and stuff like that. So it's like, at least we get to see some of them around still. I mean, that makes me a little happier, but it's not the same. That was a weird thing to have happen to Thursday nights.
Hey, Addie Tooney, what's up?
So, Tooney, hey there. So we got, I'm going to try and do this. There's some stuff in here I haven't tried before, Swaggy. I already know your part in this mix is going to work. I'm not sure about the others, so I'm going to attempt it. But I'll put it out there, and I'm going to put a note that this is a test.
I'll tell you what, Bob, that fizzy note has gone away very quick. I'm not getting it anymore. That's only been what, 15 minutes or so?
Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add the sweetener. That's kind of important. Yeah.
I don't know if
no,
I'd call this a candy though. I think it's a disservice to call this a candy. It just tastes more like
that's what I'm worried about here. But I'm trying to use some of the new flavors and some of the flavors I haven't really had great success with. But I'm gonna try and see if I can make them work together. Maybe like Swaggy's flavors, if work good alone. But if you use them with like some of the go-to flavorings, we talked about this before the show, Sifu and I did. Like, if you like Yes Sweet Cheesecake, dare you to use it at 2%, add a 1% of Swaggy's cheesecake. Same with the custard. If you use Cap V1, just add 1%. And with the cheesecake, you can do any of your favorite cheesecakes. Add just a little bit. I know, sorry, Meter, I know you're not. It's not up your alley, but it like gives you the missing notes you never knew were missing. It's like all of a sudden, it's like your eyes are opened.
yeah.
They also work great alone. But if you do that, you might be surprised at like the most intense flavors you've ever had. So, yeah, but
Yeah,
here,
just
I gotta mix this up.
like Yes Sweet Cheesecake is almost like a French cheesecake. It's really fluffy and airy, But then when you put the VSO, you get that funkiness. You get the cheese. You get you get the cheese, the fermentation from cheese, and that's what you want, right? Like with my root beer,
The graham cracker crust ones do the same thing.
the when I was developing my root beer, I was just not getting that. I wanted a natural. Hold on.
No worries.
They're blowing. Yeah, so when I was developing the root beer, there was just something missing. Like I just wanted that good brewed root beer, like brewed from a brew house root beer.
Yep.
And I was just thinking about it. It's like there's just something missing. It's fermentation that's missing, right? It's the fermentation from making beer or root beer like that is missing. So I put a little cheesecake in the root beer, and there it was. So you have to fill the hose, and not. There's very few concentrates out there that have everything you need in one. So you got to think about things like fermentation, acid, sweet. We were talking about adding sweetness into a mix without killing it with sucralose. Combination of marshmallow and meringue, 1% of each. You're not going to notice them, but they fill out, round out, natural sweetness, build body,
Wendy.
sweetness body in there without having to slam it with super sweet.
It's like there's another good cheesecake. This Swaggy's bumps and makes really good. If you like New York cheesecake, again, throw 1% Swaggy's on top. Gives it those notes you never knew were missing. It's like, I know Clown said that he thought the VSO was a little too funky on the cheese note. He's something wrong with him, but still,
Yeah,
love you, Clown, but something wrong. But if that's the case and you get those notes like that, don't be afraid to mix it with another, because it'll drop the funky notes down a little, but it'll still give you a really nice full cheesecake or custard, both of which I can see poor Meter over here, who's Candyman, like cringing at the talk about this stuff.
You're not a bakery guy, Meter?
I love bakeries.
He doesn't like.
But
I'm all about bakeries. It's that nasty spoiled milk bullshit you guys keep fucking around with. I don't do it.
yeah, I get that.
There it is.
It's like I'm not a cereal person. Like,
Dare you to
I'm
try my fruity pebblerized. Try it. Might change
and
your
to
mind.
be honest, I'm not a cheesecake person either. So whenever Duchess approached me, it's like, hey, I got this. People are wanting it.
Black currant, blueberry, black currant, blueberry. Got the candy enhancer. Got soft candy base. I need a thing for, and vanilla cream extra.
Yeah. So when he approached me, I was like,
Right there.
I am not really a strawberry person or a cheesecake person, much less a strawberry cheesecake person. So, but when I tried it, it had like this Frankenberry note. We were talking about this before the show. It's like I'm gonna call it Frankenberry cheesecake, and it just clicks with people's minds, that nostalgic flavor, So and it starts moving. It starts out because there's a million strawberry cheesecakes, right? And so,
There
how do
are.
you differentiate yourself in a sea of strawberry cheesecake? You gotta. And he did a really good job. It's really good. I
So I
mean,
was
it's not
just
something
thinking,
that I pick, but it's good.
another good combo is that new Wonder Flavors cheesecake. That with the Swaggies. I mean, like I said, they're both good alone, but then you mix the two, and it's like, holy crap, this tastes like something I'm actually eating, not just. It's just oh. And you think that before you mix them, and then you mix them, it's like, holy.
Yeah. The combination of strawberries he added has it's Frankenberry. It's undeniable. Like,
Mhm.
and whenever I tell people that, they're like, "Oh, no way!" And then they get it. Like Eric, Violent Vapor,
Oops.
he got some, and he's like, "This is Frankenberry. Like it's Frankenberry."
Yep,
Like it's
you were saying. I mean, and that you said that even when we first talked, when you first got the recipe, you were trying to talk him into changing the name, and he was a little resistant at first.
hmm Yeah.
And then once you change the name, everybody's like, "Now that makes sense. That I like because that is the profile that it is, not
Yeah.
this. This doesn't quite taste like a strawberry cheesecake."
Right.
Yeah.
And there's we talk about this. It, sometimes a mix can be good, but if you call it the wrong thing, and somebody tries it, they're going to be disappointed. Like this happened with me and Logan XLs. I had a mango champagne. All right, so but the champagne that I use doesn't have any fizzy weird carbonation note, right?
Yep.
I just want that bright white grape champagne note. I don't want because we can't make fizz. You know what I'm saying? We can't produce that. So if it's there, it presents weird to me. So now Logan loves that note. So whenever I give him the mango champagne, he's like, "Yeah, this mango is brilliant, but there's no fizz, there's no carbon." And like, well, here's the thing. It's like I don't like that.
You haven't quite nailed that part down yet.
I don't-
Trust me,
I
there's
don't-
lots of people waiting.
I don't like
If
that.
anybody, if yeah,
But
Well,
it's
although-
it's weird. It's like if you call something the wrong thing, even though it's a good mix, somebody's not going to like it because it's called the wrong thing.
well, we mentioned this before the show as well. I mean, it's funny we did a lot of talking before the show. It's like Swaggy has a couple of them. Some of his creams and stuff didn't turn out the way he wanted them to, but he recognized that they tasted like other things that would turn out good, and that's
You
how
move in
some
that
of his.
direction.
And he moved in that direction. Now that's what you do. You make it. You don't try to tell people, "Oh, that's what it is," and then they're like, "Yeah, well, your flavor sucks." You put it in
Yeah.
the category it belongs, and it's like, "Oh, that is really good." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The same thing with in the collab that I'm working on. He just goes, "I want this, this, this." He didn't give me like make this bakery. I want this flavor, this flavor, this flavor, this flavor, and wherever it goes, it goes.
Yep.
So it's sometimes we get kind of wrapped up. It's like I want to reproduce this thing that I've eaten, and you start chasing it, and it never really works out. But then you come out with some of those during your experimentation. You come out with something that moves in a direction, and you can put that into a development file and work on that and kind of fine tune them. But sometimes it's like when I was chasing Yig, like cloning is so hard. You're never going to have the right ratio combination or even the right flavorings whenever that thing was made back. Shit. When was Yig in its heyday? 15, 16, 2015,
That's
16?
That's saying if those flavors haven't changed since then.
Right. And they do.
Even if they're available, they might not be the same. I mean, you think about there's some things like Inawera is known for it. If you had an Inawera flavor, there is no guarantee you still have that flavor even available. Not just that, Cap it's done it too with their custard. I mean, it happens.
Yep.
I mean, they have a V1, V2, but I mean, it's like you have to go back to the heyday. And is that exactly the same? Can they get all the same ingredients they originally had for that, or do they have to
Right.
change it?
Well, and here's I've told this story a lot. So I messaged Homeboy. I was like, hey, look at this. I'm struggling with it. And he goes, dude, he said, bro, he said, cloning is like chasing a ghost. You'll never get it right. Because just take the profile and just make it your own. Because I can tell you
Yep.
back then when we made this, we only had Capella and TFA. So that's it. That's all we had. And so so when you strip it down and you just focus on the flavorings and you try
And
to make it
sometimes you come
your
up with
own.
something you like even better.
Yeah,
Like I
I
made
like
that
my version of that.
ode to blueberry cake glass. I
Mhm.
kind of like mine better, even though it does taste. Okay, I'll give him credit. It does taste a little bit more like a frosted muffin, according to Addie, and I kind of agree, but it's part of the thing. I didn't want it to taste the same, so
Yeah. And that's the thing. You make them your own. If you make something that you like and you hope other people like it. It's
yeah.
just, if they don't, well, whatever.
And if it's
You know,
something
it's
you're
like
going after, because
I prefer my version of tribute. I prefer tribute over Yig. And I also like my poor kids of Discord more than rich kids of Instagram. I made that flavor because I couldn't afford to keep buying it for my wife. So, and same thing, I had a flavor, Turkish Harvest. My wife loved that flavor. It was one of the first mixes I've ever made. It's butterscotch apple, you know,
Turkish Harvest from yeah,
yeah, from Imturk.
I like M Turks. M Turks is a little light though.
Yeah.
It is. It's
So-
very good flavor, but it's a little light. So if I were gonna try to do that, go a little richer, but it's good on your coils. You can't complain about it's liquid on your coils. Not a little bit.
But I couldn't afford to keep getting it for my wife. And it's $40 for a 100.
Yep.
Whatever. I mean, he's Imturk. He can command that price.
Yep.
So I made it but I prefer mine more than his. Because you like what you like. And that's just the way that it works.
Part of the reason I started DIYing is because the liquid that legitimately helped me decide I didn't need cigarettes anymore, period, that I could stick with vaping and be okay, was costing me almost $20 a 15 mil.
Jeez.
And
Guys.
that's local prices, brick and mortar shit. And I was like, dude, this is great,
That's,
but we're approaching that territory where it's almost financially the same as fucking smoking, and that's
Yeah.
not helping.
It's not helping. Right.
No.
It was probably some some 5 Pawns or something, or Philip Glass,
Right.
that whatever that honey cream thing that he's got. Holy shit, it's fucking good.
Oh, speaking of creams, this blueberry candy creams I just made. Oh my god, that's actually tastier than I expected. I was afraid of this because I also tried the soft candy base, the plain one, not the strawberry one. And then I also used the sweet candy enhancer from Cap. I hadn't even cracked that open before today.
Oh, sweet candy is a fantastic additive.
And then of course, you want that candy cream, so I use vanilla cream extra because I mean, yes, please. And yeah, that is definitely a blueberry candy cream. It's interesting right off the shake, and I wonder if it steeps a little, if it's going to change much.
I just picked up a new blueberry jam, one of the flavors.
Yep, very good, but needs a steep. I mean, the new blueberry muffin definitely uses that blueberry jam in it, no question. And this one here, I mean, the others were, I should have read them all off, but this one has blackcurrant VSO at 1.5, blueberry VSO at 4, wanted that blueberry to shine, soft candy base wonder flavors at 2.5. We'll tell you that if you don't go close to 2.5, it doesn't really do much. Super sweet from Cap at 1, sweet candy enhancer from Cap at 0.5, and then vanilla cream extra from Wonder Flavors at 1.5. And that's actually pretty damn good off the shake. I mean, it's got a little bit of weirdness to it, but I think that'll go away a little bit. Some of that soft candy too, that actually kind of needs it does need to work a little with your flavors. But again, if you don't turn that up, it doesn't do the same thing. That one needs a little bit of at least 2.5% or more. But I'm getting that black currant, like that's what makes that blueberry a candy, right there. Without it, it's hard to bend Swaggy's blueberry without it. It is. That is
Any other
such
day,
a
man.
real fresh blueberry that if you don't use the black currant,
Gotta
good
darken
luck
it,
making
man.
that
You really
candy.
do.
Good
If you
luck.
wanna bend it, yeah. If you want to bend it
Yeah.
at all, you gotta darken
I
it. because
always
it's
do
so
the
sweet and
VSO
bright naturally
blueberry.
on its own.
Yeah. I like the VSO blueberry with the huckleberry. The blueberry
Yep,
and the
that's
huckleberry.
my go-to. That's my
Real,
go-to.
real good with it.
Yeah,
My
that's a
my
blueberry.
go-to. My absolute go-to right there. VSO blueberry with huckleberry.
That or the VSO blackberry works just as good if you keep it low
And
and
yeah.
use it as an accent like that. That same vein, that darkness, it brings it down a little bit and rounds out the whole fruit note for you.
Yeah.
The blackberry too. I use the huckleberry with the blackberry a lot too. Same thing.
You know, it's also an underrated VSO concentrate is the fig. Like if you want you want
Yeah.
an earthy dark berry, like if you put it with blackberry or blueberry, even raspberry, just a little bit of fig, a little bit of the VSO fig, man, it gets that creamy, rich, earthy, like, you know, from an empire fig, you know, when you bite it, it's almost creamy. Yeah, that's good. That's a main component in my fig custard is the
Yeah.
VSO.
Apathy Miller. Yeah, he has been working hard, and we're gonna try and set him on the whole. Please, some form of marshmallow, please. I think
working on it.
everybody
He's
here
working
on the panel would agree with the marshmallow for sure.
He's
I
working
know
on
you've
it.
been
That's one
working.
of
He's
the
been
ones
working.
It's in the lab.
Yep, there's a few things in the lab, but I can't wait to come out. I
Yeah,
might be
there's
the
a-
only one looking for the beef and chicken, but okay. But
Oh, look,
I
there's
need
a
'em- I need
jala-
'em both. I
Yeah,
can't
there's
do
a
the pork, so I need-
jalapeno.
jalapeno is actually really good. It's not super spicy, but it has a flavor right there.
Yeah, it's almost like a real mild, almost
It's like
almost
this
like
is
a sweet peppery type of.
well, Lady Liberty doesn't really love the spicy note of the jalapeno, but if I de-seed it when I make my wing sauce, I
Mhm.
de-seed it, and that's what Swaggy's reminds me of, is like that, like a de-seeded jalapeno.
Almost like a richer banana pepper. You
Yep.
know, it's
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like the ones you are like a peppercini, like you get from a.
that's
you
what I
know,
was thinking. Like it's almost peppercini, but not quite.
Right, but it's still jalapeno. Like it's that definitely the meaty part of the pepper you get. You know, I'm still working on a pepper jelly. Like
I was gonna say that's something we need to figure out how to get. I
cream
can't do
cheese.
it. I've tried a
Yeah,
few
that-
things.
the cream cheese with some type of jammy situation.
That's
the
the problem. Is the
jalapeno.
jammy, getting the jammy to work with. I mean that jammy wizard. No, it does
No.
I tried.
Jam it might work. Maybe not the candy jammy wizard. Jam it might be a better solution.
I love pepper jelly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
love
jam it has a strawberry.
it. Habanero. Dave, you trying to kill some more fish in St. Lawrence? Are you? The last attempt you made at a spicy one didn't go so well. You had to flush it, and if you flushed it, all those poor fish in the St. Lawrence, they're all toxic now. They'll give you heartburn.
Yeah, still the jam it has a berry, some type of berry.
Breaded deep fried poppers are good. I will tell you, if you bacon wrap jalapeno poppers and cook them on a flat Blackstone,
Mhm.
oh my god, that's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I do those on my green egg. Yeah, it's good stuff.
You know what actually might work in your pepper jam that you're trying to put together that I bet nobody would think to try? Some VSO apricot.
Mm.
Yep, it would make
'Cause
sense.
It carries that same mouthfeel. It's a real mild fruit flavor, and it would play well with the jalapeno and give you a little bit of that jammy consistency as well, I bet.
Yeah,
Kind of like
because
I do, use it strawberries and raspberries like that. It might, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, apricot generally has an alcohol note, so
hmm
yeah, that would. Yeah, well, the jam it has some type of something over it, like I think the
The
candy
Candy Jammy
jammy.
Wizard's the same way. There's
Yeah,
some kind of a
there's something
weird
there.
off note in there. I've been trying to force myself to use that a lot lately because it seems like everybody loves that flavor, and I just cannot for the fucking life of me figure out how to fucking use that Candy Jammy to bend shit.
I
It's
almost used that today instead of that sweet candy enhancer. I almost tried the Jammy Wizard, but I said, you know what? I failed at every attempt. Let's try this other one I haven't opened yet. So
yeah.
Yep.
When I use it, um, it has to be in combination with something that is not so high. Like so, if you want the jam on the back note, then it's kind of more of a little. I get it on the exhale or the inhale kind of situation. That's where it works. But if you're expecting like jam, you're not. It doesn't do that. I don't find that it does that. Jam it works a little better for that if you want like jam, jam. But I just found that if you try to do like just a jam flavor, it's not going to work. Like if you're doing like in the Jesus cookie, it's used to boost that back note of the jam. Like so, you take the cookie and you dip it, you get it on the back. But if you're trying to make it up front, like just a jam, it doesn't work. Like I haven't found a good solution for jam jelly. If you just want jam jelly.
Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons I've been working with that Candy Jammy Wizard is to try and figure out how to take a fruit and to give it that jam quality
Hmm.
without like imparting other flavors into it. And
Yeah. I just
because
see
we have
the
this
Wonder flavors-
one
the
line.
Wonder flavors- yeah, the Wonder flavors do a better job
Yep.
with just the single concentrates. So like, strawberry jam, those ones, they're better
Yep.
if you want that. I just find, I mean, it's a good additive. The candy jam is a good additive and it works. It thickens up
Yeah.
your fruit, but it's more of a paste than a,
I get more of a pectin note than an actual
Mhm.
jammy note.
Than
out
a
of it,
jam
and
note,
that's
exactly.
infuriating because I don't want I want the jammy note, but I
Mhm.
don't get it. I get more of the pectin than the actual jam quality from it.
Right. So in my fig custard, I use the candy jammy with the fig, and it gives you that good paste quality, right? But
Nice.
that's not what I wasn't going for jam. I just
Inadvertently got there.
yeah.
Has
I was
anyone
never
tried the soft candy base with Jammy Wizard? Because the soft
I
candy
don't-
base kind of gives you that gooey that maybe you're looking for.
I don't even have the soft candy yet, so that's on my.
I mean, a sweet candy enhancer. I'm telling you, that's just like enhancing, like making a super sweet seem like not as super as usual. It's almost like that's a secondary note. So that's
Yeah,
actually
see, I don't
definitely
have
like
the-
that. But
So again, is that sweet candy enhancer the same as sweet candy? I
no,
have-
the sweet candy enhancer is actually called exactly what it says. It's
Okay, so that's two different concentrates also because there's sweet candy and sweet candy enhancer.
yeah, the sweet candy. If I can get to focus, of course you won't. You
Yeah.
don't like me today. There, sweet candy enhancer.
Okay. Because I just have sweet candy. That's what I use today.
And actually, that worked in this today with what I was trying to do. I think it gets a little bit almost like a crunch almost to it though, which I wasn't really looking for with the creams. But then again, it's kind of like a hard candy cream. It's not bad. And after a steep, it might even change a little bit, but it might get a little softer. Maybe it'll get harder. Who cares? It doesn't matter. As long as it tastes like a candy, I'm good with it. So, as long as nothing goes really, really off with the steep, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, honestly, I was real worried about that bitter note, but it's already gone, and you can tell, like, so if you look, you can tell that some of these flavorings, it leaves a ring.
don't.
Yeah,
When they line the side of your bottle. Yep.
yeah. So usually, right
That's a
off the-
steep.
yeah, that definitely is a steeping thing.
Yeah,
So,
shake the shit out of that motherfucker and forget about
yeah.
it.
Yep. Forget about it for a few days.
Yep.
Maybe a week, at least.
Pretty happy with how this turned out so far.
Yeah. It's,
It's
again,
it's very much it's taffy without the vanilla note, like without the creamier
nice.
note in the taffy.
Oh,
that sounds
So it's
good.
almost more like a soft chew than it is an actual taffy. like a
Just
soft gummy without the gummy flavoring, if that makes
so
sense.
this is the just razzing you. So you use the fruit candy chew.
Yeah, the fruit candy chew. It's almost uh, blank Starburst that you
Ooh.
can bend real easy, and that's why I wanted to try it in place of that marshmallow candy because
Yeah.
it's just there for the taffy note.
Yeah, because I've
Yeah.
tried a pink starburst before and I failed real bad at it. And that
That,
makes it
that
terrible.
fruit chew candy is it's almost flavorless, like a blank gelatin Starburst waiting for you to add your fruit to, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what the soft candy base Wonder Flavor is supposed to be
Mhm.
for, and the pink strawberry one's supposed to be like the strawberry. It's still really good, but it needs help with the
Pink
strawberry.
fruit chew or whatever it is.
Yeah, it needs help with the strawberry. Even if you turn it up,
Yeah.
it still needs help with the strawberry a little bit. But is it a really good base? Oh hell yeah, it really is. That's what Pippa used that in her watermelon mix. I already mixed up tonight. That was pretty good. I'm happy with all three of these. Like Bob's these won't last long. I'm feeling this candy thing now that I got that sweet tooth going. I won't be able to stop. So
So explain sweet. That's VSO sweetener, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's VSO sweetener. It is. Oh shit! What is it? It's stevia.
Stevie, yep.
Is there any citric acid?
I don't believe
Not
there's citric
forward like
acid.
if there is any, it's very not like there is in the super sweet. Not
Is
even
he
close.
still in the chat? Damn it! I'm gonna yell. at
Yeah,
him.
he was in
It's
chat.
a combination of natural sweeteners without ethyl maltol, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Okay. So it's like super sweet but less citric acid.
It's kind of the opposite of super sweet in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's more of a
That actual
stevia. It's stevia
sugar
based.
hard note. Yeah, and this has got the sweetness without the actual like sugary note itself.
Okay, so perfect in this application for things like
Yes.
candies and beverages.
And-
That's,
yeah.
that's
and
why I
you,
love it in candies. I don't know that I've ever had to use it over 0.25% in a candy, and it's right where it should be.
Okay, so not so much in a bakery, but
Oh, it's
something
good in
like
bakers.
Yeah,
It's good in bakers.
you could use it. You can use it pretty well rounded, but it's one of those that whereas super sweet like noticeably cranks the dial up on the entire sweetness of the flavor. This more gives a sweetening accent to the whole mix
Yep.
instead of bringing the whole mix up in sweetness.
Yes, and
That's why I love
you
it in
know
candy so
you know
much.
how
It
you
doesn't
you
change your where
taste
you're
those
at.
subtle notes like I do. You might take a little getting used to. Don't give up on it if you do try it, because
Mhm.
I get the stevia note. I can tell it's in there, but
Yeah, it's in there for
the
sure.
more I use it, the less like you get used to super sweet or something like that, and it just kind of like it's hard to switch off it. I'm trying to get that way more. For one, it's more natural. Two, it doesn't kill your coils nearly as bad, and actually, like Meter just said, it kind of works really well at lower percentages, more than super sweet.
So okay, so stevia, erythritol.
And he also has a stevia one. He also has that as well.
Okay, so stevia, erythritol, sucralose, ethyl maltol.
Yep.
Interesting.
And the ethyl maltol, I like the fact that, and you didn't know it's in there.
bit of
Unlike the
citric
cotton candy, unlike the cotton candy jelly bean, I don't get that burnt sugar taste from his sweet. I don't get it. He's got it in there at the right percentage.
Right. You see, another sweetener that I really like is the VTA Sweet Mate, Sugar Mate.
I'm getting there, Cherokee.
Somebody was talking
I-
about that last week being a really good
I find-
alternative to super
I
sweet.
find that it's more on the cane sugar side of things. Like
Nice.
it works really good in like bakery and beverage. It works fantastic for that. So that was one of like when we were doing the single flavor mixes some time back.
And Graham,
I picked up a lot of extra sweeteners,
Fee.
and the VTA one was the only one of the bunch that really kind of stood out to me as being, pretty good. So,
See, and on the opposite side of that, VTA actually has one of the only flavors that I've found that does the opposite of that. If you're actually looking for just that raw cane sugar flavor without
Yeah,
actual
sugar cane.
sweetness being imparted, VTA raw sugar.
yeah,
yep.
VTA raw sugar, it actually tastes like legitimately like you picked a pinch
Brown
of raw
sugar.
sugar up and put it on your tongue.
I have that
But
one.
it doesn't carry the sweetness, if that makes sense. Like it gives you the actual sugar flavor without imparting that ethyl maltol sweetness, sickeningly sweet.
Right. So like
Guys, I'm
hot
still
tea and
saying
cake-
this. I'm plugging this one again. I'm sorry, guys. I have to put it out there. Because every time I have that with my coffee, in the words of Meter, it's like an orgasm in your mouth. It's like that good. That uses his orange Orancia. The orange treat.
Oh, though.
The bakery orange at 1%. Malt VSO at 1%. Mocha
That's-
Orancia VSO at 4%. Shortbread cookies Wonder Flavor at 2%. And then Super Sweet at 0.5%. And it's like...
Okay.
And like I said, this one here, you could easily replace it with the sweet. I just wanted to keep that candy note, and I was afraid that, sometimes I get a little off with the other. I want to make sure it tastes good. I'd switch it out possibly. But as far as like pairing with a coffee, it's like having that orange thing. But it's now with that bakery orange in it, it's almost like having a really dark chocolate brownie with orange in it, like Lady
Right.
Liberty makes with your coffee. It's like, just
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm right there with you, Cherokee. The super sweet it's too sickeningly sweet for me. That's one of the reasons I don't fuck with it. Most of the shit that I make, like especially since I make predominantly candies, most of the mixes that I put together are already sweet enough. You don't need much sweetener, and if it does, you can look back to my library. I don't think I have a single recipe where I use any kind of sweetener over like a 0.5%. I think the highest I've gone is like 0.4 with a VSO sweet, and something where the flavors I used just had a lot of acrid or bitter notes and it needed extra sweetness to level it off and make it a little more of an even flavor overall. And even then, not fucking much, man. I don't need sickeningly sweet, and if I do, I got flavorings I can make that happen with. I don't need to kill my fucking coils to get there.
No, that's I'm actually been working that direction to use more of the sweet. It's just, and I like it
Really
because
good.
my coil. I'm not changing my cotton nearly as much as since I've been using more and more of Swaggy sweetener.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling at one point, unless it's a UK, okay, I will use probably a super sweet for the UK shows because they can't get it, and it gets like that becomes a thing. So, so when I'm on Benny's show, yes, or whatever, that'll be a different story. But as far as like my mixes, I'm getting to the point where I seldom ever use super sweet. Like I made this one specifically because this is one of those transition ones. It's like, do I completely trust that I'm not gonna get that stevia note? Because it's a very dark bakery. It's possible, so it's like, I'll go super sweet to be safe. But it's good. You could easily, I think you could easily use 0.25% of Swaggy's sweet in there, be plenty happy.
Oh yeah. It also kind of depends on how on your percentage. Like
Yep.
if you're around 5, 6, 7%, a 0.5% of super sweet is going to wreck that mix. But if you're in the 12, 14, 15 range, 0.5%
Yeah,
is
see-
fine. 0.5% is fine. You'll never notice it.
See,
You'll
Dave,
never
you'd
know.
have a problem switching to sweet like I did because you're used to sweet per sweet. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's like one of those addicting flavors. This is like being addicted to
mouth
Mountain
wants it.
Dew. You get addicted to
mouth
Mountain
wants
Dew.
it.
You just can't do another soda. It's hard
Yeah. Yeah,
because
your mouth-
there's something about that like
That
acidic
combination.
like texture. It's got the citrus note.
Yeah.
It just really
It's
drags
like
you in.
squeezing. It's like squeezing lemon on blueberries. It just,
Right.
yeah.
it just-
But here's the
it's just
thing: you
like-
can always you
That's
could
a
just
really
add a
nice
little tiny bit of Swaggy's lemon. You're good.
Like I found that when I'm making a banana, I always put lemon with banana. Like it just makes bananas just come up. Like like in my new flavor, the pancakes, it's a coconut banana Twinkie. There's a little bit of lemon in there. It's like I tried it without it. I was like, there's something missing. Like, oh, it's the lemon. It's the lemon. You need a little bit of lemon with the banana.
That in a recipe like that lemon will actually make that sponge cake pop a little bit too.
Oh yeah, made everything pop.
Fuck
You know,
yeah.
that little bit of citric acid, that sucralose just kind of just
Yep.
it opens everything up. It's almost like a binder. It's like I talk about binders a lot. Like meringue is a binder, marshmallow is a binder. It's just something to tie the high and the lows together. You need that middle.
Bridge
make-
that middle
kinda-
ground, yeah.
It just helps.
Yeah. And see, I kind of have finally differentiated the difference between what I consider a binder and a bridge. I think that huckleberry and blueberry, that's a bridge. You're trying to
Yeah.
create that flavor. You're trying to make that
Mhm.
stone kind of.
Mhm.
Whereas a binder, it's kind of like drawing two things together. And actually, Sifu, you don't want to help me with that back in the day. Getting the first, it's like, it's just not coming together. And you're like, you need a binder. And you suggested something. And I remember, I can't remember what mix it was, but it worked. I just had to add, like, it was trying to get my cream to mix with something that was just so far apart. And you said, have you tried this? If it has a binder, it's like, ooh, that was it.
Yeah, it's usually meringue. It's just something about that eggy, that sweet eggy fluffiness that just kind of just candies and bakeries, especially cookies, because a lot of our cookies you can get that weird vomit note.
Yep.
It's so bad. Like we're so blessed now. I mean, things like Flavor Arts vanilla cookie and the new Capella shortbread cookie. Shortbread is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, but you start reading through the SDS sheets, and you realize that that's actually why it's working, is because they already put it in there for you.
Yep.
You don't have to have such bloated mixes anymore.
But we were actually talking about that on Wednesday night. A lot of the people who just recently got into DIY don't really, it's appreciate isn't the right word, but they don't quite fathom the extent that some of us who've been mixing for longer had to go through in places where, yes, we might have had more basic flavorings to work with, but those flavorings were also so much weaker that you're using something at 7%, 8%, and you come out with a 23% mix. Whereas now you can make that exact same thing with different combinations of newer flavors at 4% or 5%.
I just recently went back old school with the Wendy's root beer milkshake I made. I wound up using 7%. I forget if it's cap or TPA. I think it was TPA root beer. I wanted to try it. I was going to put Swaggies in. It was for the UK show, so I said, I'll go with something they can get over there.
Yeah.
I saw the mean percentage of like 6.5%, 7%. I said, yep, this is not very strong. So here we go, 7%. And you know what? I even think you could actually bump that. I think that could have used a bump, actually, because it kind of got knocked down by Wendy's milkshake base. Like, big time knockdown.
Well, Flavora would.
But I tried a remix with Swaggy's root beer. Didn't get bumped down nearly as much. Just saying. And I didn't have to use it quite as high.
Yeah, the Flavora root beer is my favorite. It has that good sarsaparilla type of. I don't like too much wintergreen. I find the Flavora has plenty of bite. Like it holds up. Especially in mine where it's more like a craft root beer, and you kind of want that high sarsaparilla.
That's what I did last week. Yeah, when I made a root beer float, like a grown-up root beer float hard candy with a little bourbon in it, and I mixed the root beer myself because I wanted to up that sarsaparilla a little bit. I wanted to drop the wintergreen a little bit. I wanted a little extra.
I was gonna say it was you we talked about.
Smoother on the back note. Yeah, I took an
we
already established recipe for root beer and kind of gave it a little bit of oomph, so it was a little less bitey on the bitter side, a little more smooth, a little longer on the flavor.
Yeah.
We just talked about this in the after show the other night, because you and I were talking about it on Tuesday night after the after show, because we're in agreement on that. The way you like root beer is the way I like root beer, but that's the problem. That's the problem with the concentrate. You concentrate when it's made is there. The advantage is if you have all the raw materials to make that concentrate, and someone was nice enough to let you see that recipe, all of a sudden things become perfect. I mean, seriously.
Now you're not just working with a root beer. Now you're making your root beer, and that's where it gets a little more fun in my opinion.
This is where you have the A&W lovers, you have the Barks lovers, you have everything in between. It's like, yes, that's what you need. You need to be able
put
to
that slider right where you want it to be.
Yeah,
it's going to make it more complicated, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I wanted a combination of like a Beta root beer, and I don't know if you've ever had, or even if you can get a Beta root beer, but it's got more of a crafted, like you would get from like a BJ's Steakhouse or something, where they're actually making beer and they use the same process to make root beer. So that's what I wanted, and I didn't want to float. I didn't want fizz. I just want.
Have I tried that one?
I want that flat root beer. Like Grandma made with the concentrate.
Right. Yeah, no shit.
I'm checking Cherokee.
The whatever that is, the root beer concentrate. She puts in water and heats it up, and that's
No, I
that's
haven't.
that's what I want.
I think there's a black currant I tried that's similar to that though. Cherokee. I haven't tried the huckleberry from Flavor West, no. But there's a black currant that almost fits that exact same profile that I have tried.
That's the
Where
ribes.
it's like a little greener, little
The
less
ribes.
ripe than like Swaggies.
Yeah, the ribes. Who makes that one? Uh, Black currant
Yes.
ribes. Who makes that one? Flavor West.
I think so. I think it is. I think it's not in my stash. Of course it's not. It's here. I've used it. I'm gonna have to figure. Now I don't even know which Flavor House it is for sure. So I'm gonna have fun trying to find that now. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. This is one of those ones where I got lost off the ELR. Okay, yay. Okay.
Yeah, it's Flavor Art. The black currant ribes.
Flavor Art. That's it. Yep. Okay. I knew it started with an F, but I wasn't sure if it's Flavor Jungle Flavor Art. It's just I remember an F. But yeah, I did that. Haven't tried that huckleberry, but if it's similar to that black currant one, see that was even more on that really green bite with a little bit of floral to it. It's kind of almost like it's almost as if you left the flower somehow on the berry kind of taste. It was,
Oh shit! Yeah, exactly, Wendy. It's the Zatarans. The Zatarans root beer
Yep,
concentrate.
there you go. Yeah, I was gonna wear this today to the kid's graduation. I was told I couldn't, so I said I'm wearing it tonight. Tried to get Sifu on board with a Hawaiian shirt. He usually wears them, but of course, the one night I wear one,
Oh man, I can go get one.
nah.
I got a pineapple shirt somewhere.
I don't know. I saw it the other day when I was picking up a shirt for the graduation. Wanted something lighter because last time I wore black. All my dress shirts are black, and I was not wearing black out. And I'm glad I didn't because it was 91 degrees in the hot sun. Thankfully, I sat next to someone who was nice enough to hold their umbrella over top of me. So, for the most part, man, I tell you,
Yeah,
it was brutal.
Tony, I'm with you, buddy. I put the sweeteners on all of it. It's more gooder. It's more.
It's more
that-
gooder, yeah.
It's
Much
gooder that way.
But I
Yeah,
am
you-
liking the fact that I'm actually finally able to sort of transition. It's Super Sweet's one of those ones that you get locked into. It's hard to get off of.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It just
thank you,
works.
Nightbot, for reminding AFL for 24% off midnight. Get the new VSO milk. That milk is good. And I'm still saying, even though it's not a new flavor, it's the one I forgot I had. I thought I was out of it actually. Somehow I wasn't. I think I bought 2 bottles of this over the time and got this Mocha Rancia because I'm pretty sure I smashed the last one. It's very addicting. If you're craving a chocolate orange, or if you've ever had your chocolate oranges like the ones you smash, you've ever had them with like a coffee, that's what that is. It's good.
I tell you what, man, this that VTA clear lemonade clear.
Yep.
That note went away it's gone.
I'm
There's
I-
no
I-
more. There's no more
No.
bitterness. Gone. Absolutely gone. It's wild to me that it took so little time for it to
That
go away.
quick, yeah.
just from letting it sit this little bit of time. Nice.
Gone.
Now I'm torn here. Do I do Pippa? Am I staying on the one I made? I'm gonna do Pippa's, or if I'm gonna use Bob's mix because they're all freaking good. Wait a minute. Did she steal one? No, they're all here. Okay, I thought she might have taken the one from Bob. She tried to. She tried taking off of that one. You watch. She's a Blue Raz fanatic, like you guys, and yeah, she'll steal that one from me. You watch. Wendy, if you are looking for real milk, that's the one. That one and was it Flavor Art? Is the other one? No. What's the other milk? I don't have it. The other one. All the ones I've tried have some kind of weirdness to them. Like they're either kind of buttermilkish or condensed milkish or something weird. The closest one I've had it was the creamy milky undertones to a milk, and that still tasted like coffee creamer to me, like half and half. This is milk, so for me, this is the best milk concentrate I've had. So
Yeah, Wendy,
And-
you're a Lede. Are you from where I'm around? Are you from Louisiana? Lede is a common last name here.
Ah,
Common, very common. If you go hit a bush somewhere, a Ladea is going to jump out, or a Steli or a Gospel.
there you go, Graham. Well, yeah, that's what it is, like a Terry's chocolate orange. And you want to turn it a little bit more of like a fudge brownie, just add a little of that bakery orange to it because it works. And a little bit of malt. That malt doesn't come through as a malt. Kind of just gives it a little bit of texture. Kind of like it.
See, there you go. Called it. Raceland. There you go.
There you go. You did.
Yeah. So my family, my mother-in-law and father-in-law have a camp in Grand Isle. So there you go.
Oh. All right. So, like, I'm happy as hell for this week. I mean, I forget. Oh, tomorrow's apples, by the way, on Frank's show in the morning. Doing apples. I plan
I
on
haven't caught a
doing.
Frank show in a while. There's a hole in my heart, and Frank should be there. So I'm going to try to catch that tomorrow.
I'm planning on doing trying to do 3 of them if we have time. I'm going to do like a fresh apple of some sort. Might be green, might be red. I haven't decided. I'm going to work on an apple cider. Probably use Swaggy's cider because it's good. That's a good base. You know, kind of give you like an apple cider drink mix or something. And then I'm going to. I'm thinking of an apple pie or something, some kind of bakery. Apple fritter,
I'm
apple
still
pie.
waiting for
something
someone
like
to do the apple pie with the cheese on it.
It's
Who's
not the
gonna
right
do that?
cheese. It's not the right cheese.
It's not the
It's
right
good
cheese.
cheese. No, it's not the right cheese. This is more like a sandwich cheese.
Well, yeah, a
That's
slice of
what-
Velveeta on an apple
Yeah,
pie.
that's exactly what this would be perfect for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see
Yeah.
it would be perfect for that.
See,
Yeah.
like I've had apple pie with cheese, but I like a sharp cheddar or
Yeah, that's
a Swiss.
But, there's some places in Texas where they'll just put a couple slices of Velveeta.
Really?
Oh, it's delicious.
See,
it's just-
I grew up near Canada. We do the more like sharp cheeses and the cheeses that bite to them. Those ones. We'll tell you one that you would think that isn't too bad either is that I kind of isn't quite as much bitey is a smoked Gouda. Actually pairs really well with an apple pie.
Mhm. Yeah, I had when I was baking a lot, I would do my apple pie and my green egg, and you kind of get a smoky.
Get that
Smoky
little
flavor.
smoke on the edge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I'd do a full covering, and I'd put the pie bird in the middle, and some apple brandy in the crust, and
Oh,
yeah.
Fee, there's an apple dessert. That's not a bad idea, Fee. If you're going to be there tomorrow and you make one along with us, that'd be awesome. And maybe I'll mix along with you. That's something I haven't tried. I've never tried an apple cake. And with Swaggy's cake, oh,
No. For that, I would actually probably recommend Swaggy's fresh bread or the sweet bread instead.
sweetbread? Yeah, but that wouldn't be a
Is it-
cake. He said
Is
cake.
is a fruit cake a cake?
No,
a
not
loaf.
really. It's a loaf. It's a loaf of bread. Yeah, see, it's a gift that keeps on giving for 10 years because no one's
It's
gonna
a
eat it.
Bready cake, I would say.
bready cake. Yeah, dense.
Yeah, that's you get.
Like
that
you don't call
same,
a donut. You don't call a donut a cake. I mean,
No.
but it's.
I mean, not when they're this big. No, when you make them plate size, then we start changing.
Yeah,
the name,
yeah.
No, then you just call yourself some Simpsons. So-
Right. No, that VSO sweetbread is almost the exact same type of like dense body cake you get from like a fruit cake.
So that would be
That's
interesting.
You see, because I've been working on a peanut butter bar, like a dense peanut butter bar, so I might have to pick that up.
That might work in there as well.
Because you try donuts, but then donut concentrates are mostly terrible. So
I might
none
still
of
go with Swaggy's cake with his cake, but I have an idea. I probably wouldn't do plain apple. I'll probably go apple cider. An apple cider cake. I've had them. They're really good. And I think that his cider and his cake, because his cake is like a white cake, like a fluffy white cake. It's just really potent. Ironically, it doesn't taste potent, but it is. Like you can't cover it up. It tastes light and fluffy, but you can't cover it up. Like when I can throw that much raw at it and it still goes, "Hey, I'm still here." It's like, wow, I'm still forward. That's something. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. If I could do that, but apple, rich, nice, deep, I could really turn up that apple cider. Not gonna go with the mold apple cider, not the soul warming spider. I'm gonna go with his other apple cider because that'll
Just
be
the
more
regular-
bright. The regular
Just
cider.
regular cider. Yeah.
Yeah, without the
I-
mold spices.
I have it. I haven't even tried it yet.
Oh, then you're missing out. That is so good.
'Cause I thought
That's a good.
that that with the brandy would be, or the rum, his dark rum.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be. Mhm.
Apple cider rum cake.
Spice. Because
Throw a little, throw a little bit of brown sugar in there.
Yeah,
Make it
so
more of a dark rum flavor.
Swaggy's rum is more on the spice side, the spice rum side, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So like a spice rum cake.
Yeah, it's a light spiced rum. It's not like heavy spice, but it is definitely a spiced rum, not a light rum. In my opinion, it tastes more like a little bit. And actually, that would. Ooh, I think we might have my idea for my bakery tomorrow. This is sounding really good. Great. I have a bunch of candies today. Tomorrow I'll have another bunch of sweet bakeries. Next thing you know, she's going to be doing what she did with her birthday cake and try to make a cake that matches these. And then be saying, well, how does the Swaggy's cake flavor taste better than the cake that I actually just made? And she actually said that. She still swears by it. And I tried a bite of the cake, and she's not wrong. She made a white cake and didn't taste as much like cake as the vape that I made her. It's like, go figure.
Well, then I need that because I'm lactose intolerant, so it's hard for me to actually have lots of cakes these days. So that's a new development. So for my birthday on the 9th, my wife made me a big angel food cake. So that was great.
Oh, we
with
actually used the
coconut cream
same
and
raw.
strawberries.
We used the same VSO raw, raspberry raw, in the cake frosting for a flavor the vanilla frosting, as we used in the mix. So the frosting was pretty damn close, but the cake and the real cake fell flat. That's the funny part. The real cake fell flat, not the concentrate, but the
much
literal
flour.
cake.
Too much
like-
flour.
It was funny. It's like, how does this taste more like cake? Explain. Uh-oh. Do we lose a Sifu? Hope not. But yeah. Fruitcake. Oh. That's two people. I agree. Two people in the world. Love fruitcake. Actually, you know, if you get fresh fruitcake, freshly made, right out of the oven, okay, I can handle that. If you get store-bought fruitcake, that's the gift that keeps on giving for 10 years. No one's actually going to eat it. And what's funnier is like the old ones you used to get, you could give them year after year because they never molded. Explain that. It's made of fruit. It should mold.
Oh, that was weird. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Just dropped. I was like, well, what? But then it just came right back. I was like, I didn't even press anything. Just disappeared and came right back. Okay.
Yeah, fresh fruit cake I can handle. Like sweetness, I get that. Fresh fruit cake is sweet. But if it's not fresh out of the oven, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No. And somebody here actually cooks an awful lot of fresh foods. A lot of fresh southern foods. I mean, if I ever go visit, I have a feeling I can come back 20 pounds heavier.
You will. Yes.
Yeah.
You will.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize what time it is. I gotta get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, Kicky Punchies.
Yeah,
I'll
Kiki Punchy preview shows.
throw
We're gonna
the-
kick down. Here. I was
throw
gonna
the
say,
link in
we,
chat, yeah. And
there's a
I'll
link
talk about
for
it if
the
you want to hop
update
out.
stream. That will be the update stream. Should be live in about 2 hours, right before the main card goes live. There's all the rest of the links, but I gotta get the fuck out of here. It is Punchy Kiki 30. Thank you for
Too much
having me.
fun,
Taylor.
dude.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Good seeing you again, Sifu.
All right, buddy.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. Educate, advocate, be good for this community.
Yes.
Titties.
And on that note, we can actually kind of sign out too for this because we got another show tomorrow morning. And we had the Tuesday takeover. Change it to the For the Love of Mixing, but it is a continuation of Tuesday Takeover on Tuesday nights. It was now on this channel. Hope everybody enjoys it. I had a lot of fun having Fresh back and wanting to write notes down. I love it. It's like I just feel like a kid in school. Just want my notepad. I want to keep these notes. But it's a class you like. It's not that classy. You're taking notes because you can't remember this shit because you don't care about it. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, Sifu, where can people find you?
Normal channels. My Instagram is Sifu Stash. I'm always floating around some Discords and on Facebook. You can email me at sifumustache@gmail.com. Or just message me. I'll drop you my menu. If you have any questions about any mixing, I'll be happy to look at a mix that you've made and help you out with it. It's so much fun to do that. I'll never say no to that. Like, it's just the best, is working on flavorings and mixes with other people. It's just the best. So I'm always happy to do that. You can see us on Mixing It Up on Tuesday nights at 7 Central on KVTV_online on the YouTubes. I'm on there with Tribal Buddha or Overdrip and Clown himself. Good fun there. And yeah, that's it for me. It's I'm always floating around here somewhere, so feel free to hit me up. I'll be happy to sell you something, help you make something. I'll give you whatever. Just love to help. So thanks for having me on, Tim. It's always a blast, buddy.
You're welcome. And check out Sifu's line too. Message him if you want to know what he has, because it's always growing. So
yeah, 3 new flavors. I have Lemon Hope. It's a lemon cookie, and the Jesus cookie. It's a chocolate peanut butter with boysenberry jam. And then I have Pam cakes that we named after our very good friend Pam Shapiro, Pam Cakes. It's a coconut banana Twinkie. And those are my 3 new flavors. And if you want them, just message me. I'll make them for you. So thanks for having me. And we'll see you guys soon.
You're welcome. And a big shout out to the people that are always in chat. Some of the great mixes there. There's more mixes here I did not put in specifically because I was just the most recent mixes I saw that really fit today's profiles. That doesn't mean everybody here doesn't got some great mixes, because I've seen some wonderful ones going up. But shout out to Bob. Thank you for that mix you put in there today. That was delicious. It will be gone soon. Shout out to Pippa. Thank you for that great watermelon candy mix, because that is delicious.
Yeah, I'm buying
And then
those.
and Swaggy for the delicious flavors you've been keep on pumping out. Same with Wonder Flavors. I used a few of those flavors today, and it's like, oh,
They're killing it right now.
Keep on killing it with these flavors. I mean, I can't thank the flavor houses enough for the way they've actually stepped up. I'm kind of looking forward to a few more. There you go. There's Pippa right there. Yeah, that is delicious. It's not going to last long at all, Pippa. That is a very, very good mix. I like how the watermelon shines through. I have a feeling, Sifu, because you really like sour like I do,
Yeah, I want those.
that you could probably use the extra sour in place. It's just going to punch it more. But yeah, the sour watermelon was extremely good in that. And that was probably the best usage I've tried so far mixing with the soft candy. So I just wanted to give a thank you to everyone who was involved in that.
I've struggled with watermelon. I'm excited to try it.
Another thank you to Dave Lloyd for the super chat before it even started today. It does help. That money will slowly trickle into the computer so I can make better streaming. For one, this video card issue I'm having to go through. If I had the video card, I could have wanted, but it's a little pricey. When I get there, that'll help. That's all I'm ever going to use it for is upgrade stream. And then if at that point, I'll probably do what Fresh does and donate to a charity. Yeah. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for being here. I love this community. I love everybody that's been here tonight. Sorry I haven't been as involved with chat. Mixing up 3 mixes is a little different. I don't usually mix quite that many on my own show. The dog's trying to say goodbye because I'm getting excited. Yeah. That said, I'm going to give you the VSO outro again. Again, that's active until midnight. The AFL is. And then I'm going to give you a little more of Adam with Abracadabra. I'm gonna switch it up at some point, but still, I kind of feel like this whole mixing journey is kind of magical, and I'm gonna keep it that way on my channel for a little bit, and then eventually we'll switch it up to one. He has a couple of songs that kind of fit, but I just thank you, Adam, for the music. Having live music is just. Well, you're from New Orleans area, you know what it's like. Live music is life. Yes, yeah. So you guys have a great night, have fun, and keep mixing. If you're not mixing, hit up some of these people that do mix that have liquids available. Sifu, Overdrive.
Yeah, well, he's
Clown.
we teased him a lot when he comes on. He was, I can't get into it. Now he's on everything. He's getting the flavors that no one can get, before everyone gets them now. So it just takes a little effort, just a little bit. It's not much. You can't be afraid to fail. You just put something in a bottle and learn and have fun.
Well, that's it. You get the new flavors and stuff. Like Pippa just got a bunch of the VSO flavors down in Australia. She got them down there to her. I saw the picture of that. That's going to be exciting to see what happens, because it's also going to be exciting to see how they line up, because I'm not sure that what we consider something is exactly the same as what they do. I mean, they might have different variants of different things. Even a blueberry might not taste like the same blueberry we have. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. So I can't wait to watch that for Pippa, and we'll get into that later. But you guys have a great night. Keep an eye out. Milk's available, AFL, for 24% off VSO. And although I never officially wanted a sponsor type thing, kind of fell into it because it's just one of those flavor houses. You just can't help it. Same with Wonder Flavors candy. Can't help it. So you have a good night. Enjoy. And here's his outro, and then we will give you a little music. Bye, guys.
I heat up, I can't cool down. You got me spinning around and round, round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Every time you call my name, I heat up like a burning flame, full of desire. Kiss me, baby, let the flames get higher. Abracadabra, I wanna reach out and